Oh, do we agree? I was going to do the intro.
Am I going to do it?
You
can edit this a little bit out.
You can edit this out. No, I want to keep it in.
Okay, keep it in then.
I'll keep it in.
Well, this is our first attempt at a podcast.
Yes. You don't have to look at the mic.
I'm looking at the microphone when I talk to it.
Yeah.
As opposed to...
Looking at me. This is supposed to be just like a conversation.
As if it makes a difference. I'm going to look at the microphone. It's more fun.
It's almost like you're paranoid it's not going to pick you up.
AAM, you win.
Anyway, this is our first attempt at a podcast, which is going brilliantly at the moment.
Well, we'll probably edit that out.
But we're going to be talking about things mainly like games and stuff.
And stuff that's generally happened in the week.
Yeah. My name's Andy.
My name's Mark.
And we don't really have a name for this yet. We were thinking of calling it AAM.
AAM.
That's Andy and Mark. Because that's usually the letters that we put in when we play co-op.
Yeah, so when we play a co-op that has 3 initials, we usually go with AAM.
They don't really do games like that anymore, really. But
no.
I think the main one we always used to play was Lilac Wars.
Was it? No. That wasn't really co-op. It was.
Well, no,
I remember
we used to play it as like a pair, and then it would be AAM.
I guess so.
What other games was there?
There was Diddy Kong Racing, definitely.
Diddy Kong
Joint
Racing,
Venture.
yeah,
that was the one that definitely had it.
Yeah, definitely.
Although we did change that when we played Donkey Kong Country 3 that time, and we decided to name our profile LOLs.
Yes. Oh, yes. LOLs. Yeah, but that was technically like 4 letters. You could write more than 3 letters.
Yeah, we could write more than 3 letters, but we just wrote LOLs.
The most recent one we did was Rogue Leader, when we were playing it randomly on Star Wars Day.
Yes, we were playing it randomly on Star Wars Day.
We played about 3 levels. And
you sucked at it.
I did not!
You kept on holding down the little visor thing, and you got like 0% usage of it, or no, 100% usage of it, which meant something like you can't
get a medal.
Yeah,
but you can't see anything on the Death Star. It's like, shoot the guns. You can't see the guns. It's just grey.
That's true. You can't shoot the guns. Admittedly, I will agree with you on that one. You can't really see the guns,
and you need to get like X amount of kills before you get a medal. So you need to get the guns, but you're not allowed to use the thing that actually see your guns. So basically, you just shoot at the bloody surface for a bit.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so going on to the first topic that we wanted to talk about, which is in general what games we are playing this week. You go first. What games are you playing this week?
What games have I been playing this week?
And for many weeks before that.
Well, not obviously we spoke about Rogue Leader, but I've not been playing that this week. I've been playing Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate even, not just Monster Hunter, that could have been anything. For the Wii U. And also Fire Emblem Awakening for the 3DS. Which is generally what I play these days for the past few weeks, because they're just mammoth games that require your full attention, and I don't have a lot of time, so it's generally taking me forever to do anything on both.
Strangely enough, my games are obviously Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate as well, but I'm not really playing it that often, and Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones, which I got with the 3DS Ambassador thing, so I got it as like a reward on my 3DS. I have actually got it on Game Boy Advance, and I tried to play it, but it was my first ever Fire Emblem game, and I didn't quite know what I was doing.
You didn't know what you were doing for a long time on Fire Emblem games.
Yes. Fun fact, I made it all the way through Path of Radiance without checking the stats.
Oh, right.
That never happens ever.
It's impossible to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I mean, if you've never played a Fire Emblem game, that's like impossible. That is just a genuine impossible thing to do, and I managed to do it somehow.
I guess you just kept trying.
Yeah, it was a law of averages, essentially. It was just like, I beat it just through sheer willpower. But, I remember the first time I played Sacred Stones, it was brilliant, I enjoyed it, I loved it to bits, but I didn't check the stats again, I just didn't look at the stats because I didn't know the stats were there.
No, yeah.
I didn't even notice them. I didn't know what damage I was going to do, what percentage chance I had, I just looked it out. And then when it came to like chapter 20, I was like, oh, this has got to be the last level now, because I was like beaten. There were so many people. I was outmatched in every field. I was like, no, I can't win against anything. And I was in like chapter 20, and I was like, this has to be the last level. And then I looked online, I think, at the time, and I realised that there were quite a few more levels to go, and I was just like, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. Because every character I had was just too weak, and every enemy I was up against was too strong.
You rely on your tank character, basically.
Yeah, you have an over-reliance in Sacred Stones, it's Seth. And it wasn't really until Path of Radiance where I properly started to complete the games and stick them out. Though it did take a couple of attempts, it did. Path of Radiance took me like 3 attempts.
What, from the start?
I remember on my first playthrough of that game, I lost my mage quite early on, Soren. I lost him quite early on.
And you didn't reset?
I didn't reset, no.
No, you remember.
No, because that's the thing, I was young, I was naive. I didn't know what to do.
So if Soren's one of those story characters that can't die but can't be used, I think.
Yeah, he is. He's still in it. He just sort of runs off.
He never does any fighting after.
Yeah, he sort of ran off after that.
But Soren is like essential in that game. Really.
Yeah, Soren is badass. What else was I going to say? Yeah, if I tried to look it out on Radiant Dawn, no.
Radiant Dawn, you're never going to look out.
You're never going to look out on that game.
Radiant Dawn is the hardest game I've ever played, full stop.
It is so hard.
It's got the hardest boss of all time in it.
The game developers knew how hard it was going to be. That's why they put in a battle save feature.
The thing about what's it called, Radiant Dawn, is that it's so hard that I genuinely was playing the final boss, Shira, and actually couldn't beat it, to the point where I was thinking, I don't think you're supposed to beat this. I think you're actually supposed to lose here, and that's the end of the game. You're not supposed to win. That's like the twist at the end. You can't do it. And that's how hard it is. It's like, you need to have been... Because the final boss in that game obviously is like a 5-tiered thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And by the time you get to that one, you're just like, I can't do this. I just genuinely can't. But if you haven't like trained your units throughout the whole game, you've got no chance at that point. No chance.
Not a chance.
You can't just like look it out. You can't. It's physically impossible. And to be honest, if that game didn't have battle save, I wouldn't have finished that game. So if Awakening had a boss that hard, obviously on a classic mode at least, I just wouldn't be able to do it because I need battle save. I just used to play one turn, survive it, save it.
Oh yeah, that's what you do in the shit.
Yeah.
You just play that turn, and then you're like, this person said, this person said, this person said, this person's nearly dead. Don't care, save it.
Yeah. And then you just basically 3 hours later, you might be able to have a slim chance of beating her.
I actually had to like in the final battle, in the final moment where I had to kill her. It was do or die, and I had to physically write down what every character would do to her and what every thing she would do to them. So I had to write down how much damage they would take and how much they would deal out to plan ahead to go this person, then 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 Ike, just to finish her off. Because if you didn't know, Ike is the one that has to kill her.
Final blow, otherwise she just recovers.
Yeah.
And essentially just beats you. But she also like turns your characters to stone, doesn't she?
Yeah, random characters as well. It's not like it's anyone who's lower than 10 HP.
And they're literally just taken out. They're not dead, but they're just out of action.
Yeah, you can't bring them can't be hurt, thankfully.
But they're just dead. They're out of the game.
They are out of the match, and they can't be.
And if they take someone like Tiban or something, then you just might as well restart.
What's that?
If they take someone like Tiban, then you might as well just restart because he's like so essential.
I remember they froze, I think it was Cygneus, the Lion King. They froze him, but Skirmir was still in the fight, so I used him.
You end up just taking all the beefy units into that one raid.
Yeah, you really do.
Take a hit.
The ones who can definitely take a hit.
Yeah, they definitely can.
Anyone else is just left behind ages ago.
You just take all the big units, basically.
Yeah, the tanks.
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about with regards to Fire Emblem Awakening? I mean, you just briefly mentioned it then, but
obviously I don't want to push any spoilers or anything, but I am not that far.
Even though we've just spoken about like the final boss to Radiant Dawn.
Well, yeah, but everyone has final boss to Radiant Dawn, surely. But
well, even if they don't, it's not really like
it's not a huge spoiler. It's just the hardest boss of all time.
It's just the hardest boss that anyone will ever face ever.
Like, people used to say, "Oh, well, that boss on Mega Man's hard." Yeah, but is it a Shearer? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's just not. Until you've beaten a Shearer, then you haven't like beaten the hardest boss of all time. Yeah.
But
yeah, Awakening is good. I mean, I've not played that much of it. I have played a lot of it. I've got a good. I think I looked at it the other day. 20 hours was it or something?
Oh, that's good.
But obviously, that's including like the soft resetting every 5 minutes. I started on hard mode because it comes up on the screen like you've got normal, because normal is easy on Fire Emblem, and normal. What's the other one? Normal, hard. And what's the last one?
Lunatic.
Is Lunatic actually on it from the start? It is, isn't it? And or it might be hard. I'm not sure. Well, don't quote me on that. But anyway, it says Lunatic.
It's the way it was written, though, wasn't it? It said,
But it says
like,
the normal mode is like for utter beginners. You know, and you're like, well, I'm not a beginner. I've played Fire Emblem all the time. And then the hard mode says, for experienced players. So I was like, yeah, I'm going for hard mode. I'm there playing the tutorials, getting my ass handed to me by the weakest of units. And I was just like, well, I think I'm just going to have to bail on this and play normal mode because I was just not getting anywhere. I was doing it. I was progressing, but at the slowest pace possible. And I kept having to reset all the time because my characters kept dying. And I won't let them die. It's just my Fire Emblem rule. I don't care how pathetic a character they are, I will save them. For no reason.
Yeah, that's why permadeath is a bit sort of frowned upon amongst the Fire Emblem community. Yeah, it's great getting people introduced to the series and into it, but you lose all value for your characters if you have permadeath off.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
It's kind of need to play. You don't need to. I mean, if people will enjoy playing Fire Emblem without having permadeath on, then that's great, to be honest, because Fire Emblem is amazing and people need to play it. But at the same time...
You care about the characters.
Yeah.
You don't want to see them die.
Well, I suppose the good thing about Awakening is if you don't want to have permadeath, you can play it on... It's called newcomer, or is it casual mode, or whatever you...
Yeah, casual mode, I think it is.
And you can play on that, and then when you get to the end and you say, alright, well, I'll give myself another challenge and play it in classic mode. I suppose it's quite good to do that. I mean, adds a bit of longevity to the game, as if it needed any more, because there's so many things you can do on it. Like marry different people. Oh, yes. But, but other than that, yeah, I play permadeath all the time because it's just that's what Fire Emblem is, really. But I don't really get a lot of people have that debate about should it be in it and it needs to be classic Fire Emblem. But at the end of the day, if you're getting more people to play it, then just put it in there. It's only an option. You don't have to play that. I don't really understand when people have a go at things like there are options. So just turn it off.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I don't like the gyro controls on the 3DS game. Well, turn it off.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, I don't like subtitles on this game. Turn them off.
Yeah, unless it's compulsory, then you don't really have an argument.
What about Monster Hunter?
Oh, Monster Hunter. Well, I like Monster Hunter, the Ultimate, but I'm not very good at it.
Well, it's not just that. It's
we were playing it together the day, whatever it was, and yeah, I'm not particularly brilliant at it because it just takes time, and I think some of the quests are just a bit naff, really.
Well, my first thoughts when I started playing Monster Hunter is because this is like a world-renowned series. This is like massive in Japan, and obviously because of that, it started to become big in the West.
Yeah.
And when I started playing it, I was like, this is a world-renowned game, and I felt like I was missing something because I just wasn't seeing what I had been told.
Yeah, I think
it. As I said to you the other day, it is very rough around the edges. It's like the hitboxes some of the monsters have are huge. Like, they will swipe at you and they will somehow just about hit you with like the weakest momentum possible, and you'll go flying. And not only that, but like when certain monsters will like stun you, as it were, not with the stars going around your head, though I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But it's like when they'll sort of shove you and you'll go, oh no, and you'll sort of like get stunned and stagger backwards.
Yeah.
That happens, and it's just like, I was actually nowhere near him. I was actually behind him when he did that.
Yeah,
it's just like...
It's a good game, and it's challenging. But like yesterday or the day before, we were playing again, and I was against that stupid...
Poison thing.
Yeah, that... Oh, what's it called? Gigagox or something like that. Giganox. This is another thing about Monster Hunter. I don't know any of the monsters' names.
Yeah.
They go by... Great Jaggy, I know him. Great Jaggy, Green Bird...
Green Bird.
the sea lion. No,
what's it called? The sea lion.
What's the sea lion called again? It's
Ludroth.
Royal Ludroth.
Royal Ludroth. I pronounce it Ludroth. It could be Ludroth.
Ludroth, don't know. What other monsters are there? There's the poisonous Jaggy, the sleepy Jaggy. There's the...
Lagiacrus.
Oh, yeah.
Or that you call
Larry
Larry.
Ariakis, Narcus, Jeff.
Jeff.
And and who else is there? There's loads of monsters. I don't know the names. There's like the rock monster things.
The Baroth. They're quite easy to remember.
Oh yeah, the big barrel thing. I actually beat them quite easily now. I remember the first time I fought it took me ages. But
Yeah, you fought with a sword and shield.
as I was saying, some of the monsters are very annoying. Like that toxic monster that kept poisoning me. And I went against it without antidotes first time. Died pretty much instantly. And had to come back with a shed load of antidotes, which you still managed to use them all.
Yeah, I got rid of them.
Because I'm just an idiot, man. I just fly in there with my... I do use dual blades, whatever. And I just run in there, like, swinging my arms like a maniac. But the problem is when you've got them, you're, like, swinging with them, and you're like, okay, well, I want to get out of the way now, because it brings that purple, gassy stuff, and you're like, well, I'm going to get poisoned.
It's going to blow
So
up.
you slam the B button, and you either, A, don't jump, or B, jump into the purple stuff.
Well,
and you're
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh, great.
This is what I was saying to you, though. It's like, to me, the B button, the dodge button, should be an auto-cancel. It's like, you could be halfway through an attack. If you press B, you stop instantly.
I imagine it works with the... I mean, because if you've got the big sword, the big ridiculous sword that I used to use, but then stop because I'm so slow with it, and you sort of like... If you press attack, you like sort of take about 3 minutes to like ready yourself. You sort of get your sword behind you, slowly bring it up, and then slam it to the ground, and the monster's gone home by the point that you've sort of tried to smack it across the face.
Oh yeah, try and hit a Great Jaggy with that. That's the thing, right?
Oh.
You take on Great Jaggies with your Royal Ludroth blades now that you've got.
just kill it instantly.
You kill it. It's like, it doesn't last long at all.
It comes out like, yeah, come on, then you just sort of smack it for a bit, then it cheeses it off somewhere. You chase after it, and it's like, oh, crap.
Instant death.
Yeah, just kill it.
When I first started playing Monster Hunter, I was like, what should be my weapon of choice? Because I saw you with the sword and shield, and I was just like,
I went sword and shield
rubbish.
first, yeah.
So I said, oh, katana, let's go with that. You know, I was thinking like at your hip, curved blade, about so long.
Yeah, 4 or 5 foot long.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking for that, and it's this ginormous thing.
Yeah.
It's about the length of a 30-foot bamboo. Well, it's about 30 foot.
30 foot, yeah.
So it's like huge on your back, and you pull it out, and it's just like.
What's the difference between that and the big sword then?
I think it's just got more reach because it's bloody long.
Ridiculous.
But I was just like, that's not a katana sword. Not unless my character is about 3 inches high.
Inch high private eyes.
Yeah.
These aren't really like giant monsters, they're Pokemon.
Yeah. That would be brilliant. Yeah, and it's like the Great Jaggy is like the Rattata of them all.
You're this tiny... That would be a brilliant twist. I hope that happens at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah. And
But,
the Lagiacrus is like a Charmeleon. Well, it will be a Charmeleon. What's an electric dragon type? Dratini? Dragonite, maybe. Dragonair?
Dragonair, Dratini. Don't know.
Dratini is the first one, obviously.
The sea lion. Don't really know what he...
Ludroth.
Yeah, Ludroth.
We're kind of getting distracted here.
Yeah, we are a bit.
Another
what were we
point.
talking about?
Well,
Because the first weapon I was going to use the bow, but I couldn't use it. I've only used it once.
Yeah.
Because I like bows, but I couldn't get it to work, so I just gave up. And to be honest, it must take about a year to shoot monsters with that thing. It takes me about a year to kill them with dual blades as it is.
Well, that's another thing we found. It was just like taking too long. One thing that I did notice though, I was saying like the B button is supposed to be like the instant cancel. You know when you press the R button and you'll like charge up your blades and you can run in and you can do a lot more attacks, and that little meter builds up. I've noticed that when it fills and you get that like that sort of almost like adrenaline cloud around you, and it's you turn like almost red. I've noticed then you do like a quick dodge. If you press B, you'll like slap. I'm gonna get corrected by the Monster Hunter enthusiasts now. They'll be like going, "It's called this, and this is what you do." It's like, oh well. To be honest, I'm new to the series, so I'm not really like gonna slam it and say it's an awful game. It's not that it's an awful game. I really enjoy it, but it's just like some things on that game just make me go, why? Like I told you time and again, the capture quests. The capture quests knock like 3 whole marks off the game. Like if I was to score it out of 10, it would be a 10 out of 10 game, and then just the capture quest would knock 3 marks off it. I hate it because you spend days hammering at it and beating it into the ground. And here's the thing: you killed this thing before, so it's not like you're just getting wiped out all the time. you are actually beating it, and then it runs off, and you chase after it, and you find it, and you go all out on it, and then it runs off, and then you know you have to watch it, and you have to see if it's limping, and it is. You're out in this mind frame of, should I keep hammering it and risk killing it, or should I back off and try and capture it now? If I keep going, there's a higher chance that I can capture it, but if I try and capture it now, there's a higher chance that it will break free.
And then you're screwed.
You're screwed because you use up all your resources. Now, again, the Monster Hunter community is probably going to turn around and go, oh, you can do this and do that and do the other.
You can buy stuff from the Argo, see. But,
it's like, how many resources do you need to give for that?
Yeah, it's
like, I'll have one of your shock traps. Here, have 38 curved fangs.
Yeah, you just hit the aim until it hits the point, and he goes, yeah, well done. It's like, you know how many little jaggy things I've killed with that? Or wherever they come from. But yeah.
But it's just the fact that, certain items that you get to make your weapons and armour stronger come from capturing rather than killing.
Yeah, you can get, like, because obviously I look at everything on the internet on this game, like, I don't know how you play it without the internet, to be honest. Either you have a strategy guide, or you have a mobile phone connected to the internet, or
you just have a pen and paper, and when you find it, you just go, make a note of that now.
You get the killer beetle in the third area of the sand dunes or something. By the way, you don't, I made that up. But, yeah.
It'd be funny if that was, like, encyclopedic knowledge, like, you knew exactly where it was.
But you go to that, like, the little gremlin thing with his hammer, and you're like, mate, how do I get a better sword? And he's like, bring me some killer beetles, or whatever he says. And you're like, alright, well, where the hell do I get them? If they're only in like one little area in the random world of Monster Hunter, you're like, how am I going to find that without looking at the internet? Seriously, how? I'm not messing around. I'm straight on Google and like, how do I find a killer beetle? Or whatever it is.
No, and some people are going to say, you don't need to do the capture quests. You don't.
No,
you don't. You
get,
can
like,
just go on killing monsters. But it's just like, I want to make sure I try and do everything.
Yeah.
And two, capturing can lead to rewards. Capturing can lead to like getting better weapons, better armor, and so on and so forth. So it's like, I mean, you're obviously ahead in the game than I am, and you went against the Lagiacrus, and it's like after you beat the Lagiacrus, you can buy. You said you can buy the Ludroth blades.
Yeah, you can buy them straight up without having to upgrade to them, but they cost an absolute shit.
I know. Regardless of cost, it's just the fact that you have to beat.
You need them to beat him anyway, I'd say. Well, no, you don't, because you can use another weapon, I suppose.
I know, but it's like, to me, being one who uses the double blades, you need to have them, those Ludroth blades, before you go against the Lagiacrus, because it just destroys you.
Yeah, exactly.
You just call it Jeffrey.
Yeah, he's named Jeff now.
Okay, he's named Jeff. Okay. So anyway, I'm going against Jeff. Well, I will be in the future, but it's just like, I need to get Ludroth blades, and I need to capture the Royal Ludroth, and it's just a pain.
Well, that's the thing, and I killed Jeff, by the way. But now the next mission is to like capture Jeff, and it's just like, well,
that's bizarre for me.
Yeah, because you kill it, and it's like, well done, you killed it. Oh, by the way, there's another one. What?
Because like the whole plot up to this point, hopefully this isn't spoilers for anyone. Mind you, why would it be spoilers? Everyone's probably beaten this mile behind. But it's like, it's just sort of like he's like the main antagonist. He's the one you have to kill, and it's to the extent that in previous missions he appears and it's like, you're no match for him, run away. It's just like, okay, and then you kill it. It's like, done. He's stopped being a terror of the seas. It turns out there's another one.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really know. I don't know. I'm an arm in the volcano anyway. Even though I've not really done very much. But I've not played online, so I can't really comment on that. I'm still like HR1, whatever HR means. I'm guessing Hunter rank. We guess this.
Or human resources.
Human resources, yeah. Human resources level 1. But yeah, so I'm human resources level 1.
I must admit, it was funny when because I was watching you kill that Gigi Nox.
The poison thing.
Yeah,
I did kill it, by the way.
I watched you kill it last night. It's funny because obviously it took out all of your antidotes.
Everything. I was on my last potion. It was
You actually used up all your potions, all your antidotes. You had 2 antidotes actually back at the base that you could have gone and got, but you said you didn't have time. Because obviously when you spend time away, it heals itself and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so found that way.
But it was just hilarious when it was full on limping. It was like attached itself to the ceiling, crawling out of the area, and you were just like, do or die. You had like half your health, and you were like, I have to kill it now. It's this or never again. And you run never again. You run into the arena, and there it is. and it's still like crawling, and you went, come, and you just like ran at it, got your blades out, and just went, and it just fell apart. You killed it in like one hit. You just went bang, it just died. Oh no! I was like, oh, what? Really? Oh.
I wasn't complaining, to be honest. I was quite happy that it just died because it was frustrating the hell out of me.
Yeah, that is when the game becomes frustrating. That is probably one of Monster Hunter's, to me.
It's bad when you.
It's
I've
one of
not
the
done it
biggest
for a
things.
while when you spend like 50 minutes chasing this damn thing around. The thing is, my original tactic used to be go to the base when you need healing.
Yeah,
but
then it
heals itself by, I don't know, eating or sleeping or something. So you have to sort of constantly be at it, otherwise you're never going to beat it.
I imagine online is a blast because you're like, there's more of you for a start, and you're all sort of ganging up on this one thing. So I guess it's sort of fun in that respect.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's very frustrating. Not just killing it is fine, because killing it, you have one set goal. It's kill it. Nice and easy. It might be hard. It might be like you have to think tactically about it, but you know the mission will end when it dies.
Yeah.
The capture ones, for me, are the bane of my life.
Yeah.
I despise them with all my heart.
They are a pain indeed. I'm just trying to get anything from it. I don't like catch. I generally leave them. And in fact, I've done all the 4-star missions except for that catch Jeff. Other than that, yeah, it's insane. And I've not even tried that because it took me forever to kill it anyway. But then again, I could probably do it. It's probably easy in that stupid Gig and whatever.
Yeah.
Giganox box.
Giganox, yeah.
I need to write these.
It's another thing as well, is when a monster is particularly hard to kill, and you kill it, and you just know, you're like, there's a capture quest for this, and it's just like, it was so hard to just kill.
I know, yeah.
And you're just like, I've got to kill it. The good news is, you know that when the Giganox is full on limping away, there's like one hit away.
Yeah, but I need. Well, if you upgrade your weapons, I suppose it becomes easier. Like, for example, we were saying about Jaggy before, I could kill it in literally a minute.
Yeah. It's not even trouble to me, and I've not even got the leader off blades yet.
Yeah, so you can beat. I suppose in the back when you keep upgrading your weapons, you'll be able to beat whoever you want. It's really.
Yeah. So, shall we go on to the news for this week? Because we kind of spent a while talking about all the games. Stuff that is happening in the world, gaming related usually. So,
well, what is it talking about? The Xbox One came out this week.
Yeah, the Xbox One
it didn't come out. It was
revealed.
It was sort of
shown
revealed
off.
In the most confusing announcement I've ever seen in my life. I still don't really know what it is. I mean, it got announced. You look into it. Oh, right. So you don't have to have the internet. Oh, apparently you do. Do you? No. Yes.
You do need the internet.
And yeah, well, you need it.
You need it to
register
your games online,
and then you can play them.
So you do need
an
internet.
So you do need internet.
So you do need an internet, and they're trying to sugarcoat it. They're trying to say, oh, you don't need an internet all the time, but you do need one for the first time you play any game. At least that's what I've heard.
And then if you pre-own it or if you sell it, then if someone buys it pre-owned, they'll have to pay an extra fee or something, which is ridiculous.
Which is great.
But we were just talking about this the other day. Like everyone else has to go at Xbox for this pre-owned thing, which was inevitably going to happen anyway in some way, shape, or form. But everyone has to go at them. But it's likely Sony are just going to do the same, really. But as I was saying to you, Sony really should just like use their brain and like not do it now, because Xbox are pretty much committed to it now, whereas Sony haven't. So Sony can just say, well, we're not going to do it, and that way you're going to get people going, well, I'll buy a Sony PlayStation 4 then, because I can buy pre-owned. And the thing is, Xbox. I mean, at the end of the day, retail games are going to go eventually. It's going to be all digital downloads in there anyway, so it makes no real difference. So I say just kill the Xbox now, and then you've got the whole market. Right, yeah, you against Nintendo, but Nintendo is obviously in its own sort of position. But you can just kill the Xbox. I mean, honestly, what has Xbox got? In all seriousness, I don't really mind. They have like, they pretty much focus the whole thing on you can. It's everything in one. Like, it'll make biscuits if you want it to, and it's like,
Because that's a form of entertainment.
Yeah, but it's true. And it's like, oh, it does everything except for play games, which apparently it does. Does it?
Yeah, it does.
But well, they don't make it clear, do they? It's like, well, you can Skype your mate. Yeah, well, I can Skype my mate on the laptop if you want. I mean,
Yeah, well,
don't TVs have Skype now?
no, they don't. I'm pretty sure they don't. But the thing is,
Wii U has TV chat.
yeah, I know. But that's the thing. Sony has its own equivalent as well, so
Yeah,
they're kind of losing out on that. But I guess Skype can Skype to different things. Like it can not just go to TVs with the Xbox; it can also go to laptops and such, which is kind of a bit broader.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have, but I still don't.
But I think Xbox. The thing is with Microsoft, they are to me they're getting this wrong. They're aiming it. They're aiming the console at like a sort of the everyman, but that's not their demographic. The people who bought the Xbox 360s were not the everymen; they were the gamers. You know, the ones who bought your games console to play games. Exactly, your core gamers. And by focusing on all this other tat, you've kind of lost their interest.
The Microsoft brand, I wouldn't really associate it with home entertainment.
Yeah.
Whereas Sony, I would. Sony is home entertainment. Microsoft is computers.
Yeah, that's true, because obviously Sony don't just do games, they obviously do TVs
they do
and
a
so on
lot
and
of
so
things.
forth.
Microsoft do a lot of things, but you still think they're a computer. And like Xbox One is essentially just going to be Windows 8 on your telly.
Well, yeah, someone said that. Someone did say it's just Windows 8 for your TV.
Yeah. So it's just like, well, great. Well, I'm fed up with Windows 8. So what else have you got? but the whole the whole announcement was a bit flawed, to be honest. I mean, it was confusing. Then you get the whole, it's not going to be backward compatible, so you better hold on to your 360s. And then you come out with silly statements like, only 5% use backward compatibility. And it's like, well, yeah, but your Xbox had nothing to offer. So, I mean, am I right in saying you couldn't play Halo on Xbox 360?
I remember vaguely. I'll probably get corrected on this, but I'm pretty sure that Halo 1 was not playable, Halo 2 was, or it could have been the other way around.
I'm pretty sure Halo 1 wasn't, because I remember playing Halo 1 a while ago, and I had to play it on the normal Xbox, the original Xbox 1. One.
The first Xbox.
Xbox the first, which is now it's going to be called Xbox the first, Xbox 360 and Xbox One.
Well, you could just say, it's the Xbox. But then it's like, but the fact that it's the Xbox 360 and Xbox One.
They should have called it the Y box.
The Y box.
Y box was brilliant. They could have had an Xbox and Y box for him and her.
And then a Z box.
A Z box, yeah. That's like the third one, like Pokemon or something. It's like, yeah, another Pokemon reference. But yeah, I don't really think I'll be getting an Xbox One.
Yeah.
Because, to be honest, I don't even think I'll be getting a PlayStation 4 because I just don't need it.
Well, here's another thing that gets me is what was I going to say? I've forgotten now. I've just been distracted.
Xbox One.
Yeah, I know that's what we're talking about. But it's game devs out there like EA. Oh, lovely EA. You hire morons, but
morons who don't know how to use Twitter.
Yeah.
This isn't online, right? I'm just talking to someone in private, right? HP 45.
This isn't completely visible to everybody, but what was it? Yes, they like come out and say, the Wii U is a next gen, and I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait for the real next generation consoles, and I just think so. Xbox One, which realistically does nothing new. The PlayStation 4, which all we've got really is new games, nothing really, anything over the top or exceptional. And we've got a Wii U that's actually going in a different direction, doing something different, doing something new.
Well, yeah, everyone has a go at the Wii U sales and whatnot, but I think they'll pick up once the PlayStation and Xbox actually come out. Because it's going to be very similar to the last generation in that it'll be Sony and Microsoft for the big core gamers, and then you've got the Wii U for pretty much everyone else.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, to me, the Wii U is next gen. It's different.
It just is.
It's not the same as. It's not like. I mean, even though its name does kind of imply it's the same as the previous console.
I don't think the name's the best, but anyway.
Yeah, this generation of names, now that we've got the Xbox One revealed, it's the worst generation of names I've ever seen.
PlayStation 4 is pretty standard. PlayStation Xbox One is silly. And
the Wii U is misleading.
The Wii U is just confusing, really.
The Wii U is completely misleading. It makes people think it's just the Wii.
Yeah, it's...
and that's not what people...
But the thing is,
it
makes sense for them to call it a Wii U, because obviously they're using that Wii
the
brand.
Wii is a brand, yeah.
Because the Wii is a huge brand, so it's like, we have to use the name Wii. And Wii 2 doesn't really work, so...
Yeah, Sony is keeping up tradition.
Yeah,
Essentially, it's like, oh, well, the last two consoles had numbers, so why don't we just have this one as a number? So I guess it's kind of doing that, though. I wouldn't have minded seeing a PlayStation X at some point.
Yeah.
Like, PlayStation X.
They'll probably do that at 10, I imagine.
Because it's like, Mega Man X, Metal Slug X. It's like, X is when you want to revitalise a series. Yeah. It's just like, we'll put X at the end of it. It's like Super Mario X. Extreme! Yeah, so... but then you got, like, Microsoft. That kind of makes sense. It's like you've got three different poles. You've got the traditionalists, which is Sony. You've got the misleading, which is the Wii U. And then you've got the taking it too literally with the Xbox. It's just like, we are the Xbox One. Because everything in one. That makes sense. But no one wants everything in one. They just want a games console. Microsoft. This has always been the case. And I cannot wait for E3. Not because, oh, wait for the games, it's going to be amazing. No, because I want to see if it's for the fourth time, I think it's the fourth time, Xbox make an absolute shambles of their...
Well, last year was the hat trick.
Oh, yeah. Memories from last year's Xbox conference... Let's just name a few. Oh, I don't know, that Usher concert that Usher did halfway through it.
Yeah, Usher came out randomly. Yeah, but the thing is, what I remember from last year's Xbox was, what I remember from the whole E3 last year was Sony came out and said like, oh yeah, you can watch Netflix and stuff. Anyway, games. And Microsoft came out and spent a good 20 minutes telling you how you can watch Netflix
that was on Smart
and Hulu and oh my god. 20 minutes of just this. You can watch Netflix on your telly. Unbelievable. It's like, and Smart Glass. Whatever happened to Smart Glass?
Well, here's the thing. I think Smart Glass evolved into the Xbox One. I think because we didn't hear anything from Smart Glass after E3. It just went. It just disappeared into the ether.
Yeah.
But then it came back in the form of the Xbox One, because Smart Glass essentially was what the Xbox One is boasting about. Everything in one. It's like, oh, say I'm just chilling like a baller in my hot room. I can just like go on Skype and talk to someone whilst I'm playing a game.
But it was just basically classic. Oh, Wii U's got a tablet controller. We can do a tablet as well. Even though it made no sense, because didn't he come out and go, well, you can use your tablet, which you already own? Yeah, because we're all made of money, mate. We're just covered in tablets everywhere, wall to wall tablets in my living room. Oh, but anyway, last year's E3 was shambolic for Microsoft, at least. I thought Sony's was actually pretty good last year.
Sony's was awesome. The thing that got me the most about Sony's, I talked about this before, obviously then, but it's just like, they didn't know whether or not, because obviously that year leading up to that E3, they'd had all that problem with the hacking.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously...
They did a lot of grovelling.
But they still had a little bit of that obnoxious arrogance that existed in Sony. So they were humble and arrogant at the same time.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was just like they're going, we're here for you, we're doing this for you, we love you guys, but why wouldn't you love us? I mean, we're Sony. It was kind of like that. It was just sort of, Sony, it's like they were talking about how massive Sony is, but it's always for the fans. But these are the sales figures for the fans. And it's just like, make up your mind. Either be arrogant or humble. Don't jump between the two.
I've never understood sales figures at E3.
Yeah.
Who cares about sales figures? In all seriousness, who cares about sales figures at E3? They'll do it this year, I can guarantee. This is how many PS3s we've sold. Do I care how many PS3s you've sold?
Just show us the games.
Just show us some games. This is E3, not like an AGM.
They will torpedo their conference if they do it, because think about it, they've got to show off the PS4 and the games, so you've got a load of material there, guys. Go with it.
Yeah.
Don't bring it down with sales figures. Keep them in the background. Have all emphasis on the PS4 and everything like that.
Yeah, this year will be pretty good. Well, I don't know what games are coming out. I have no idea. They'll probably have something good. whereas Xbox will probably reveal another Halo, which is great. Everyone's really excited for that.
Yeah. There's another game in the works, isn't there? Oh yeah, the whole Rareware.
Oh, Rare are bringing back a classic. What they called it? Historic, actually. Historic title.
Yeah, a historic Rare franchise.
Which could be anything.
Which could be anything, really.
Battletoads.
Yeah.
No, I mean, everyone thinks it's going to be Killer Instinct.
There's a lot of hype around Killer Instinct.
To be honest, when Rare went to Microsoft, didn't they? They said, like, oh, we can make Killer Instinct, and then Microsoft went, nah, just make Viva Pinata.
Yeah.
But now, I think if they made it back then, Killer Instinct would have sold
more.
Loads. I probably shifted a few consoles, actually.
Yeah, it would have.
But I don't know if it's still got that appeal now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you.
I think a lot of people do have it. I think a lot of people would buy it, but not as much as then, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think Killer Instinct is old now.
Because I think a lot of the Rareware fans have sort of cottoned on to the fact that Rare is not Rare anymore. Because they're just not. You can say that as much as you want, but just look at all of Rare's catalogue from Xbox. It's been awful. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts was an okay game, but it wasn't a Banjo-Kazooie game. It's not like Rare are incapable of making games. It's the fact that the charm and the amazement that came from the Nintendo Rare games is gone. It's just not there anymore.
It's
unfortunately.
Yeah, it is a bit sad. Because they were, like, pretty much the best.
They really were.
Now they're just another company, really, unfortunately. Not that they're bad, it's just that they're just another company. They're just like anyone else, really. Just
getting back to the Xbox One briefly for a second, I did find the trailer for its reveal very, very over the top and pretentious for what it was.
You mean the car advert?
Yeah, it was selling a car!
It was a car advert?
It was just like...
It's like, this is the Audi Xbox One. Seriously, it was a car advert.
Yeah. It really was a car. It had all the flashing lights.
You half expected Jeremy Clarkson's voice to come over the top of it, didn't you?
Someone should do that.
If that does not exist, console in the world.
If someone hasn't already done that, someone needs to do it. Yeah, just like take Clarkson gushing over how amazing a car looks and just put it to the Xbox reveal trailer. It's just like, it's got a V8 engine. It's like,
in the world.
It's just everywhere in the world.
This is the best console in the world.
Of course, it's got a flappy paddle gearbox and show the Kinect. But
I'm not that interested.
Yeah, but yeah, another thing that's another point is when games that look like or feel like real life, and then they like show you. To me, Xbox 360 graphics.
I can't see the difference.
I couldn't tell the difference. Was it Forza? It was a racing game.
Well, it was Forza. But it's just looks the same as 360 game, really. There's very little difference.
Yeah, I mean, alright, you could say, it's a reveal trailer, so, wait for the games, but as someone pointed out, why did they not wait for E3 anyway? They could have had the games gone really all out E3, look how amazing this is, and look, you can go and play the games now, right?
Really nice.
To experience the Xbox One. And it's just like, now they've not done that, they've just gone, here's the console, do what you will with it. And it's just like, it was met with a resounding shrug.
Yeah, it was.
Even like the Xbox fans, even the Microsoft fans were like, and as soon as they obviously unveiled the whole pre-owned thing, like, you can't
much to get excited about now, because like I said to you the other day, it's like the Xbox One is everything that you thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing. You knew that it was going to have a Connect in it. You knew it was going to have this backward rubbish. You knew that the internet was going to be part of it. You knew everything about it before they revealed it. So when they did, you were like, well, that's everything I expected.
Yeah, there was just no wow.
You're just like disappointed. You're like, oh, great. But yeah, I don't know. They're probably going to do something good at E3. I hope. Can Xbox have a good year at E3?
See, another thing is, we've got the Sony fanboys really sort of shooting the guns in the air like a bloody Texan. Just like going, yeah, we're going to win! But a part of me is just sort of like, I'm looking forward to Sony's E3, because I'm not saying the PS4 is going to be bad or anything like that. I think it's actually going to do miles better than the Xbox One, either way. But I just think that they should be careful, because we haven't seen the console yet,
No.
so you don't know what Sony might have pulled.
You see a lot of people having to go at the backward come out. The used games thing.
The used game thing,
Lots
yeah.
of people having to go at that, and it's like you do realise that your console will probably do the same.
Something similar, yeah.
So I
It's just
get too
like-
excited.
If I was a Sony fan right now, I'd just be like, okay, so Microsoft has shown their cards, it's a bit rubbish, but I'm not going to comment on it just yet. I'm going to wait a bit.
Is the controller, isn't it?
Yeah, but then again, Sony fans always think that Sony can't do anything wrong.
Of course not.
It's just like, even though $599
I think Xbox just hasn't really moved on, really, has it? That's the thing. It's still going to be charging people to go on the internet. It's like, come on.
Yeah, that's another point. You'll need an internet connection to to register your games online. How annoying would it be if they had you paying for Xbox Live Gold
for
that?
I think what they're going to probably do is they'll undercut the PlayStation 4, but they'll throw in you have to Xbox Gold for.
Yeah.
And it's £40 a year now, isn't it? £40 to go on the internet.
But that's only for one gamer tag. That's not like for a console.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one gamer tag. So if we've got an Xbox, if we've got 3 games, we've got 3 gamers in the family, and we've got one Xbox, we have to get
need to spend essentially, yeah,
£80. Because that's the deal.
80.
That's the special
yeah,
deal.
You can get that silly pack that we did, and then I got screwed over because they had my credit card details and took it anyway.
Yeah,
because that's
that
sounds legal. But then you get in contact with them and they're like,
that happens to so many people I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of people I know that get caught
it's just like, they just took the money. I'm like, yeah. But then I just pose this to people. Do you actually use Xbox Gold? Really?
I don't.
It's I use it to play online with my friends. But do you know what's going through my head when I play Halo online? I'm just sort of going, I'm paying £40 a year for this.
Yeah.
And I'm just sort of playing it, just going,
I'm an idiot.
I'm an idiot. How am I paying so much for this? That's the thing. Wonderful thing about Halo now, they've brought Firefight into it, so I don't even need friends.
Yeah. Firefight's a lot better than Slayer, or whatever you want to call it. Everyone will probably kill me for saying that, but it is. And
well, it is as well, because it's not just that. It's the fact that you will always get some idiot. I try just not to swear.
Yeah.
On Halo, who will just run to the rocket launcher, run to the sword, run to the grenades, and just go I will hide in this corner now.
I was never particularly brilliant at Halo, so I always used to get killed quite a lot. But I wasn't really playing it for the. I don't know. I didn't really want to win in a way. I just sort of played it for the fun of it, really.
Yeah.
But even then, I'd get bored of that. I mean, I can't. Online Halo is something you do for a day. So you're not going to buy a £40 gold membership to play Halo every once in a while, are you? Really?
Mm.
And it's Call of Duty, you can play that, and it's I can just PlayStation for free.
Yeah, exactly. The Wii U and the Sony PlayStation 4, I imagine, are both going to be free. And if Microsoft are there charging you for the internet connection, it's just going to top each other console even more.
Sony's is right. They have PSN for free, and you can upgrade to PlayStation Plus if you want. PlayStation Plus is actually pretty good. You can get some pretty good deals on that. So I think Sony do it right in that respect. Nintendo's is just free, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Well, pretty much, but they don't have as much to offer as PSN, I don't think. Well, other than Virtual Console, which is probably going to dominate. How good is Nintendo's Virtual Console? But yeah, I don't think if Xbox are charging people to use the internet still in the year 2013, then what are they doing?
Well, just to go on to a different topic now, but still sort of staying quite close to what we've just been talking about. Digital downloads. I mean, you mentioned it a minute ago that obviously digital downloads. Well, I say a minute ago, but yeah, a while back, you said that digital downloads is going to be the future.
Yeah.
But not now.
No, not now.
No, not now. Absolutely not now.
It's it definitely is going to be the future because it just is.
It just is. It's just the way you get
it's
things.
The way everything.
It's the way the wind's blowing, as it were.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the only thing I don't like about retail downloads is that, or just downloads, is that you got a set price. You can't really deviate from that.
Yeah.
So eventually you're going to end up having to pay the full price for a game, and it's going to be a bit painful. Because I've not paid full price for a game in a long time. You can just shop around and get it for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I think when the Wii U came out, we had a bit of problem finding a cheap game. What with games selling games for £55, and you're just like, how are you making money, game? How are you in business? But Well, yeah, with digital downloads, but like as I was saying, games like charge you 50 odd quid, but with digital downloads, you go on the Wii U eShop now or whatever, and you look for a retail game, for example. Oh, I'll buy Batman. Arkham City. Is it City? Yeah, Armored Edition.
Armored Edition, yeah.
It'll cost you like 50 quid. And it's like, I can go to Amazon and get it for like 18.
Yeah.
Why would I? That's the only thing I'm worried about, is that the price will be ridiculous. And you'll have to pay full whack to download it. And I don't really like download. I like the boxes. I like having a box and a disc.
Not a physical copy. You can't. It's almost like nothing's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the disadvantages to a digital download, to me, are not just the prices. You got one, the prices. Then you got two. You've also got the what's it called? The space.
Yeah,
I mean, you got a 3DS XL.
Yeah.
And you got like
4 gigabyte memory card.
You got 4 gigabyte memory card, and then you got it because you got a deal with it, which gave you Professor Layton's Miracle Mask.
Yeah.
You got that for free.
Yeah.
But you had to get it digital download.
Yeah, that's digital download. Yeah.
And you got it digital download. That's fine.
But it's filled, man.
But it's completely filled your memory
This
card.
is the problem. I mean, that's Professor Layton. I mean, you buy like a Wii U game, a retail game for Wii U, yeah, that's your hard drive gone. And it's like you have to buy an external one, like so many terabytes worth, which is great and all. But the problem for me is, when you're downloading a game, if I want to buy a game, I can go to the shop right now and buy a game and come home and play it. If I want to download a game, I do it. I say, yeah, I'll buy that, and then you sit down and wait for about 10 hours while it downloads.
Yeah.
The internet isn't up to doing digital downloads yet. It's fine if you're downloading the likes of Trine 2 or Mighty Switch Force, but if you want to download Ninja Gaiden, then you're going to be there
the
forever.
new Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden Razor's Edge. You're going to be like, well, I'll be here for a while, and I might as well just leave the Wii U on overnight or something. And then you had the ridiculous thing, it's gone now, where you couldn't download in Europe the anything over 18. So
like
you end up trying to download
between 11 and 3.
So between 11 and 3, you're downloading Assassin's Creed 3, going, "Come on, you can make it." Gets to 3 o'clock. "No, sorry, lads." It's like, "Oh, okay. I might play it by September."
It's like at the Grand National. Come on!
Yeah. It's like, you can do it. No, you can't. And I think it's gone now, which is great.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I just they are the future, but not now.
No.
The internet isn't up to it. Storage isn't up to it. Until they compress the files, and it's just not going to happen. And yeah, so it's not going to happen yet.
But it's like another thing is I've got a 3DS obviously because I've got the ambassador thing as I mentioned before.
Oh yeah.
And I was going to get a 3DS XL, and I was going to get the Fire Emblem one.
Yeah.
Because I got really excited about that. Because one, I've already discussed, I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan.
And 3DS.
And 3DS XL is kind of like a must now. But I've got a 3DS that works. That's why I'm sort of holding off. I'm not going to specifically buy a 3DS XL because I've got a 3DS. Yeah. Okay, it's a bigger screen and a better battery life and a lot of other good features about it.
But if you've already got one, then
yeah, exactly. That's just how I see it. And I was like, yes, gonna get it. And then I looked at Amazon and I realised that it's a digital download only.
It's pre-installed.
Yeah, it's pre-installed, and I'm just sort of like, immediately, I cancelled my order because I pre-ordered it. I cancelled it because I want. Well, the first things first. If I got that game, I could play it, and it's on my hard drive. But not only have I discussed obviously the space that it would take up. This is a Fire Emblem game. This is huge. So it's already taken up all my hard drive. But you're a Fire Emblem fan.
So I played it off you then.
You'd have to either get your own copy or borrow my 3DS.
Yeah. Well, I've actually got my own copy, but obviously you don't have it, so I could just give it you and you can use it.
Exactly. So you've got your own copy now, but if I want to play it, just give me a cartridge.
There's about 5 spaces on it.
Exactly, and it's just.
Yeah, I know. And there's no way of sharing digital downloads, obviously.
So, to be honest, I'm not saying like, oh, my money is worth more than anyone else in the world, but it's just like Nintendo threw away a customer for that.
Yeah, exactly.
For a 3DS XL because it was a pre-installed copy.
It is a shame because we've got 3DS XL as well. How are we going to get it?
And now, of course, we have the biggest thing. When you told me this news, I was seething.
What is that?
Ace Attorney 5.
Oh, it's download only. Yeah, I know. I mean,
to this day, that boils my blood.
Well, I'm kind of indifferent about it, really.
I'm not. That. Oh! Do you know how frustrating that is? If you don't know anything about, I mean, obviously this is just the first podcast, but I'm a huge Ace Attorney fan. Like, I love those games. When I first got Ace Attorney on the DS, I pretty much just locked myself in my bedroom for days, only coming down for food, and I just played them non-stop, and I love them to bits. And I'm annoyed on its own. I'm annoyed that Ace Attorney Investigation 2 is not coming out to the West. But Ace Attorney 5, I was hyped for that game. I was like, this game is going to be great. This is going to be awesome. And it's digital, download only.
Well, again, we get
just for the West. Oh, the
Japanese get
the Japanese get it in box form. But we have to get it download. Why? Well, it's to cut it's because it doesn't really sell as well over here.
Obviously,
it doesn't sell as well over here. So production, they can't justify production costs of the physical copy. So it's like, okay, fair enough, that makes sense. But at the same time,
I don't know. The problem is,
frustrated.
Obviously, I've borrowed the DS ones off you.
Yeah.
I only played the 2. Is it?
Yeah, you played the first 2.
And so I borrowed them off you, but obviously if you download it, I won't be able to borrow it off you.
Exactly.
But
we've discussed this with the Fire Emblem thing.
Yeah, but then again, it does to be honest, I'm half just happy that it's out, full stop.
Yeah, I can see that, and I know beggars can't really be choosers, but at the same time, it's just
yeah, I mean, I just prefer it if it was
It's like, you can have this, but we'll have to cut off your arm to give it you. It's like, well, okay, I can get it, but I'll have to lose something.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd rather have the box, but I'm just happy that it's out. But I think Ace Attorney 5 is a strange choice to make digital only, because it would sell in my eyes.
Well, I think another thing as well is they could bring it out on digital, and then say down the line, they could just give you the digital copy, and you go, oh great, I've got it, and then down the line they'll give you the box. The box will come out
like a special edition or something.
Yeah, in the shops, and it was just oh well, the digital sales were so good, we had to release the physical copy. And do you know what I would actually do? I'd go out and buy that physical copy. I would.
Maybe that's the plan.
I would have to. I would feel like I would have to. The one I downloaded was a demo.
I don't know. It's a bit. I know it's kind of a niche game, but I think it'd sell. Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like Ace Attorney? Seriously.
That is true. But yes, so digital downloads, they may be the future, and I am all for them really, because they speed things up a bit. But at the same time, not now.
Some games work. I'll probably get I will get Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, there's Animal Crossing.
I'll get Animal Crossing digital download
because it's part of that deal.
I'll get that 3-game deal.
Whatever. See, Animal Crossing is one of those games. It's like when Resident Evil Mercenaries came out. It's one of those games that it just suits digital downloads.
Yeah.
So it's like you can have it on you at all times.
But when it's a full game, I just don't want it on download. I'd just rather have a cartridge. Like Fire Emblem Awakening cartridge.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people might disagree. They might want.
Well, I'm getting New Leaf on cartridge anyway.
I just want it on the console the whole time.
That's
not really, because
it does. I mean, I was discussing this with his name Stuart at the concert. I was discussing it with him that I just prefer physical copy, but Animal Crossing is like one of those games that you just want on the console because it just stops all the switching around and so on and so forth. So, should we go on to talking about the Zelda concert?
Well, we went there on Thursday. It was immense.
It was really good. We've been looking forward to this since March.
Yeah. So
it was awesome. Really.
Well, we didn't go to the first one.
We didn't go to the first one. You mean
the
25th anniversary one? No, this was the Symphony of the Goddesses.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. And I really want them to release it on CD, but they've said they're indecisive about whether or not to release it on.
Probably they're still touring.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, you just.
But it's been touring for ages.
Yeah, it's been touring for I don't even know, a long time.
It's been going on for ages.
But it was really good.
It was actually very good.
Like, just everything about it, really. I don't think there's anything you can say that's bad about it.
Well, as we pointed out, it's like when we were like the first song, the overture got played, then like another song started, and then people like started getting up and walking on. I was like, what? You know, all the seats going and all that noise, and like people getting up and just leaving. They were leaving like for like drinks and such, and then coming back, and I was just like,
what are you doing?
why?
I don't know. I didn't get that. I can only assume it's parents or something.
Yeah, that were dragged down by the kids.
I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, which is a minor.
The thing that gets me as well, though, is, right, you're not really a gamer, and you're only there to, like, sort of humour your child, who is, unfortunately, under the age of 15, so they have to have a chaperone with them.
Yeah.
According to the concert rules. But, I'm just like, it's classical music. How can you just walk away from this?
It's amazing as well. It's amazing for anyone. You don't have to be a gamer. It's just so good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah,
I mean, as I said, that Stuart guy who I was speaking to, I think his name is Stuart now. Funny if he's listening to this and he's like, my name is not Stuart, it's Alan.
Brian.
But, yeah, he was saying, like, he's not a huge Zelda fan, but he just loves the music.
Yeah.
So...
Who doesn't love Zelda music? Have you ever met anyone who doesn't like Zelda music?
Yeah, it is.
I haven't.
It is fantastic.
It's just, yeah, it's the best music. It probably is the best video game music out there. It just is. I mean, it's just unanimous with it, you know.
Well, it's...
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone likes Zelda music. Everyone
actually loves
it's
Zelda
not,
music.
I mean, a lot of games have great music, but Zelda's just iconic, and it just is gaming, really. The music is just, yeah. But the whole show was amazing, and they just kept bringing out the new ones at the end.
Oh yeah, it was just like...
So we got another one. It's like, oh,
it's a 4-movement symphony, and then it's like...
And then they just kept throwing them on at the end, and I was like, yep, keep them coming.
As well as the overture, we had three... Oh no, we had the overture. Then we actually had 4 songs. There's one I forgot. Remember the Origins of Hyrule? That was the prelude, wasn't it? That was the first movement.
Yeah.
No, before Ocarina.
And then Ocarina.
They had that. They had the dungeon. They had the overture. They had the dungeons, which is like a mega mix of all the dungeon themes. Then they had Kakariko Village, which was in the 25th anniversary. Yeah. Then they had the Ocarina medley, which was phenomenal. Yeah. As I said to you the other day, I got chills when it got to the Song of Storms. So the Song of Storms got played, and it was so big and massive with the instruments it played, and it sent a chill down my spine. It was so good, and wouldn't you know, that's one of the songs that isn't listenable on the internet. You can't hear that.
Is it? Right.
It's like you've got other ones like the overture. You can find that on the internet, and the Creation of Hyrule. You can find that one on the internet, but you can't find the Ocarina one, or the Ocarina medley. It's just annoying.
Twilight Princess was one after that, wasn't it?
It's what?
Did they do Twilight Princess after that?
No, after the Ocarina medley, they did the Creation of Hyrule. Then they did Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
That was the first movement. Wind Waker was the second movement. Then they had the intermission. Then they had the interlude, which was the Great Fairy Fountain. Mm-hmm. Then it was Twilight Princess, which was brilliant, as always. Yeah. Wind Waker and Twilight Princess were obviously on the 25th anniversary.
Which we didn't see.
Then they had Link to the Past, which was brilliant. Yeah. Link to the Past ended it brilliantly. In terms of the movements, in terms of the symphony, Link to the Past was a perfect finale. Yeah. Just because when it finished with the fight against Ganon music, it really went all out. Because the thing is, in the Ocarina, in all the other movements, Ocarina, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess, they had a Ganondorf fight music in there. It was all part of it. But Link to the Past was the one that really brought out the whole epic climax of a battle.
I did like the on the screen. It was like really good with the as the music was going, and they had like scenes where, you know, they're chasing the cuckoos and the
the Kakariko music plays, and then it shows like
it showed like all the iconic scenes, like it's dangerous to go alone and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's really good, really.
The overture when it's playing, it's got that build up, like it's running and running and running, and it's like getting higher and higher and higher towards the Zelda theme itself. As it's doing that, it's like doing like a montage of all these different things to do with Hyrule. Like you've got the world map from Ocarina of Time blending into the world map from the original game, blending into the world map from the Link to the Past, blending into the iconic Triforce in the Golden Realm from A Link to the Past. You know, when it's like zooming out from that Triforce, and it's like brilliant. But yes, and then obviously, as I was going to say, after all those movements, it's like gets a standing ovation. I might add, everyone's on their feet clapping, and then the guy comes out and he goes, "Yeah, we got one more for you," and he's going, and it was in a cartridge this big.
Yeah, it was.
And it's an old one, and we can't do the Capcom games, so it leaves just one essentially.
What do you mean?
And then he just goes, "This is Ballad of the Windfish," and I was just,
how good was that one? In all seriousness, that was probably my favourite of the whole night.
in terms of Zelda songs, Ballad of the Windfish is in my top 10. It's actually a really good song.
It was the best on the whole night. It was the best.
So that was your, even though when we were walking home, I was like, "So what was your favourite?" And you were just, "I don't know," but now you actually designated a favourite.
Everything was immense. Don't get me wrong, everything was like really like Gerudo Valley was after the Windfish.
Yeah, Gerudo Valley was after Ballad of the
that
Windfish.
was immense. But Ballad of the Windfish was just so good. Like, it was on another level. I mean, I don't think they did it in the 25th anniversary one.
They didn't know.
Which is
as far as I'm aware, they
I
didn't.
don't think they did. But
yeah,
it was immense, beyond immense. It was seriously this is the best one ever.
And then
I'm sure everyone would agree. Oh, well, I don't know. Everyone has their own favourites.
And then obviously the end of that, and then they went on to the Gerudo Valley.
Yeah.
But it was just the way that they went. He'd already gone. We have one more for you. Because the whole point was he came out and he went, "Yeah, most people will like leave at this point, but you know what to do," and it's like it's time for the encore kind of thing. It's like, "Oh yes, give us another song," and he goes, "We've got one more for you." So he gives us Ballad of the Windfish. Then he comes out again and he goes, "We got one more," and it's like, "What? 2?" And it's like, I was happy with just one, but go for it, mate. And he comes out and he goes, "This is Gerudo Valley," and obviously then you get quite excited because it's like that's the one you really wanted
to hear that one, and I was disappointed that it hadn't been played, and then it
up
just
to that
played
point,
anyway.
yeah. And then a standing ovation again after that one,
and then
she's like having the orchestra. The conductor is like having the orchestra bow.
Yeah, it's like this is the end.
This is the end, and the guy comes out and then just goes, "Yeah, we may have one more," and it's just like, "No, I can't take any more, please." And then it happened. It's Majora's Mask. Or I mean, at the end of the Ocarina of Time movement, on the screen it showed the Majora's Mask. Yeah, so that was kind of hinting that there was going to be a Majora's Mask down the line. But admittedly, the Majora's Mask medley is awesome. It's great.
Yeah, it is.
But I felt like it could have been better. They missed out quite a few themes. The only ones they had, as I said, is they had the intro theme where he's walking through the woods, Majora's Mask's general theme, Clock Town, the fight against Majora's Wrath, and then we had the Call of the Giants where they come, and then there's another one, the last one where they leave, where they all walk away. But it's like you had so many others. You could have had Last End, the music, the eerie music that plays when it's going to be the end of the world.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is really good.
And then there's also you have the area themes, as in like the
Deku Forest or whatever.
Well, it's just about. Well, you got Deku Palace. I think they're going to do a separate version of that, kind of like Gerudo Fortress and such, because it is one of those themes. But I was talking more about like there's Woodfall, there's Woodfall, Snowhead, Great Sea, and Iconic Canyon. Each of them has the same theme, but it's played with different instruments.
Yeah.
So they could have had that. I mean, the Tamania Field, sorry.
Yeah.
That theme is just the Legend of Zelda theme. Mixed up a bit.
Yeah.
So realistically, doing that is like, we've played this song to death.
Yeah.
So adding that would have been a bit superfluous. But playing like the Iconic Canyons or, Iconic Castle as well.
Or I guess that's a fit a lot in, I guess. But
I know it's a lot to fill in, but
I would have finished.
They just sort of went with the very basic and bare bones songs. It was just like, there was so many more brilliant... I mean, a lot of the songs that were used in Majora's Mask were in Ocarina. I understand that. But come on, there's so many more songs. I mean, considering how many songs they threw in from Wind Waker.
Yeah, they did actually.
They threw in a lot for Wind Waker. And a lot of them were just like the Outset Islands and the Windfall Islands. They didn't have a Dragon Roost Isle. Oh, that guy behind us. It was just like... We got, like, at the end of... I think it was Ballad of Windfish, I think.
Yeah.
It must have been... It was, like, near the end, and the guy just, like shouted out, went, Dragon Roost Isle! Like, everyone in the room heard him. We were just like, unfortunately, no. We're not going to do that one. We're going to do Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Like, yes!
I would have finished on Ballad of...
Yeah, you would have switched Ballad of Windfish and Majora's Mask around.
It was just... Ballad of Windfish would have been the ultimate end because it's just amazing.
Admittedly, yes, I agree with you in respect that it is like a grandiose sort of... It's so big in terms of what it is that it would have been a brilliant finish to the show. But I think he was trying to build up suspense for Majora's Mask.
Maybe.
Because as soon as they hinted that Majora's Mask at the end of Ocarina, everyone in the audience went, there's going to be a Majora's Mask movement somewhere.
Yeah. Not that Majora's Mask wasn't good, it's just that Ballad of the Windfish was just immense. And
Ballad of the Windfish would have been a better finale.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what you were saying?
Yeah, basically. Well, to be honest, that's just how good it is, really. That the only thing I'm nitpicking is the order.
Yeah.
So
it's just like, could have been better.
Yeah.
If this song came first or this song.
It's just like, make no difference.
But of course, one of my memories from the night is the fact that as soon as the intermission comes up, and it's just like... Oh, that was another point, actually. During the intermission, or not even that, but before the whole show started, they had, like, Zelda music very quietly playing on the speakers, just general Zelda music playing on the speakers. And every time it changed track, I was, like, identifying them. I was just going, this one, it's this one, it's this one. They were so quiet, though, that I couldn't hear them sometimes, and I know that you noticed the Deku Palace one before I did.
Yeah, I did.
Came up and it was so faint I could barely hear it because over the people. But as I was going to say, when it hit the intermission, everyone's 3DS is just open.
Yeah, like a sea of light.
Oh, it's just
Street Pass go all.
Yeah, seriously, you go to more Street Pass events than me, but my word,
I've never had that many Street Passes.
Neither have I. Well, it was maddening. Yeah, I feel I had no puzzle panels finished before I went in there. Now I have 7.
Yeah.
As well as every pink piece, I might add. I have every single pink piece available.
Yeah.
I beat the puzzle quest, not the puzzle quest, the
not hat game.
Yeah, the hat one.
That game.
The RPG one. What's it called? Street Pass Quest.
Quest,
It's just
Street
called
Pass
Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat that, even though it was quite close to the end. But you beat it and got right up to the end again.
Oh, I went all the way around.
Yeah, you went all the way around. You actually managed to do it.
Yeah.
But you were getting like 10 every time.
Yeah, pretty much.
You get 10.
You
use
could have
them.
gone on for days.
You go back to the entrance. You get 10 more.
Well, I definitely got 100 because that silly achievement came up and said you got 100 in a day.
Yeah, it's getting to the point as well where you were like at the entrance welcoming people into your plaza, and it was the green light was flashing, going, "We've found more." It's like, no, I'm getting through these.
So many.
There were so many street passes. I was dead disappointed though at the end. I didn't want the street passing to end. I was so addicted to it. I was like, get me more street passes. But everyone like went home after that. Also, they don't mess around. They like kicked you out immediately after the show. It was just like everyone's there like in the lobby, posing with cosplayers. Generally,
good cosplayers as well.
Yeah, it's good cosplayers. And a Groose.
There was a Groose. Yeah.
A Groose was in there.
Groose, that girl dressed as Navi, that was awesome. And they were the best ones. There was loads of us. These the guys who came as the pirates from Wind Waker.
That link was pretty cool.
Yeah, and there was obviously a few links.
There's loads of links.
But
there's one Zelda.
There's a good Zelda.
From Skyward Sword, I might have.
Yeah, she was good.
Speaking of Skyward Sword, I think that's going to be a movement in the next concert, whenever that is.
Yeah, I didn't really have much on it.
They really did not. It featured in the overture, and then that was it. It was never seen again, or heard from, rather, again. But they're going to bring in Skyward Sword down the line, because they just have to. It's brilliant. The music is fantastic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's iconic, unfortunately. It's like the music from Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker and Twilight Princess and all other Zelda games is like iconic. But Skyward Sword is brilliant, but it's not as sort of, well, lack of a better word, iconic. It's not sort of memorable, if you know what I mean.
I like that. I like music Skyward Sword.
Girium's theme's pretty good.
The whole music's quite good.
Yeah. The main general theme is brilliant. But yes, I think that Skyward Sword's going to be down the line. But getting back to the point, they were like kicking us out.
Oh yeah.
They like just sort of, people were like checking street passes, people were like cosplaying, and then they just went, "Could you please leave?" That guy who came up to us and told us to leave, and then ended up like going, he sort of like shook his shoulders and like moved his arms like he was doing some crazy dance on the spot, but he was like trying to like sort of say, "Get out," but it was just sort of like, "Do you want to start making your way over to the doors now, guys?" And it's just sort of like, why your body language is just sort of jiving. What's going on? But he threw us out, and they don't waste time either. They brought out the ladders and started changing the sign immediately, which, by the way, it was replaced with Mickey Flanagan. Who wants to go and see Mickey Flanagan? Who?
Someone obviously wants to go and see me.
There were like hundreds and hundreds there was thousands upon thousands of seats at the Hammersmith Apollo, and Mickey Flanagan isn't going to find thousands of people to go and see him.
Well, obviously people that can't get out of the turning would love to see.
Oh yeah, they just can't get out of the turning, I guess.
That is
but yeah,
a funny joke.
They didn't take the sign down completely as they were putting the new sign up, so it was like
Put Mickey Zelda or something, didn't they?
Mickey for Zelda was one of them. Mickey for Zelda. There was also My End of Zelda. MI End of Zelda. It was funny to watch that. Yeah, but then when the street passes all started to disperse out and I was only getting like 5, then it went down to 3 and 2, and I was like, no, I want more.
Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah. It's always a shame it was only on for one night. It was like, yes, we're finally back at the Hammersmith. Yeah, for one night.
If it was on for 2 nights, I would have stayed and done it again. And then MCM was on Saturday, so I'd have done that as well. But I decided to come back because we had to run.
Yeah.
Sigh.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Zelda concert was amazing. And if anyone ever if I knew anyone who was ever going to get a chance to go and see it, who was a massive Zelda fan, or even just a classical music fan, I would recommend it. Because it is fantastic.
If it comes to like Europe, I'd go and see it, seriously.
Yeah, that's another point. We were like finding people who were like travelling from all over the continent.
We met a few people. Australians, Spaniards, Norwegians, Swedes.
I picked up Portugal
Finnish.
Street passes, Italian street passes, Spanish street passes, French, German, Denmark, Poland. Just thousands of people, and it was brilliant.
I told that Aussie guy at the end about Sydney.
Oh yeah, the guy from Sydney.
I would definitely go to Sydney for that.
Yeah, it was just the fact that he went. What were the 2 dates? And you said one was in the States and the other one was in Sydney, and he just went, "I might be able to make the Sydney one." And it was just like,
"You're an ass."
It wasn't that.
No,
it was just
I want to go to Sydney.
It was like I want to go. I want to go to
I've
Sydney.
been in the Opera House as well, and I've not. I don't even know. I don't been in the Opera House. I've been around the Opera House, obviously. Never actually went in it. I was only in Sydney for a couple of days. But yeah, I would definitely go to Sydney for that. Any excuse to go to Australia, really. Don't need much.
Yeah. But overall, it was a fantastic experience. Coming home was a pain in the arse because it just rained all the time.
Yeah, we got soaked.
We got absolutely drenched. The rain followed us home. We live like in Manchester, and the rain just followed us from London.
It was quite sunny on the train. And
it
then
was.
Got off and it rained once again.
Yeah, it was the same rain. I know I'm sounding very sort of over dramatic here, but it is the same rain. It was the same rate of fall and consistency as the rain we had just left.
Miserable. We got over just like miserable.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was. Well, at least the concert was amazing.
But at least the concert was brilliant. I love the fact we got to the hotel and just sort of went, sit around and wait now.
Was that like before we went to it?
Yeah, we got into the hotel
Yeah, it was
and we
three,
were
wasn't it?
like, we just like put our bags down and we were just like, just gotta wait now.
Yeah, we had nothing to do really because we couldn't really go into London because we didn't have time really.
Also, guys who run the Zelda concert, please supply and demand.
Oh, you mean
If you've got that many seats
yeah, you'd think
in
you'd
the
bring
place,
enough merchandise. wouldn't you?
one, not just the merchandise sold out quite quickly, which annoyed me.
Yeah.
The shirts were sold too fast.
Instantly.
You had 4 merchandise booths and all of them ran out of shirts.
Yeah, they were pretty bad to be honest.
And there were quite a few people that didn't get shirts, so you clearly understocked. But not only that, you were giving away programs for every purchase, which it kind of makes sense. And you ran out of programs.
It's just poor.
How do you run out of programs?
Generally poor.
The general sort of rule is when you're doing like a concert or something like that is to have one program per seat, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like you have one program per person.
The thing that makes me laugh about it is that you're a tour. If you have stuff left over, take it to the next venue. I don't know how you fail this. Event management 101. It's just like, how have you failed? How? You're selling them for £25 a pop as well, the shirts. You're making huge profit and you don't bring enough. Are you in business or just...
Well, that's one of my sort of frustrating things about the night. It was just like the fact that
didn't get a shirt.
we didn't get a shirt. Well, we didn't get a shirt, and the fact that they ran out of stock.
I was going to get a shirt, but I wasn't that bothered.
Yeah. It's funny though, because I went and bought a poster just so that I can get a program, and they went, "Oh yeah, we don't have a program." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, I noticed you got an overabundance of bleeding posters."
I wonder why. They're £15 each.
But I was like, "I just want the program. Please can I have the program?" And he went, "No, we don't have any programs." I was like, "How?" But then I went to like at the end of the night, and I did manage to get a program because I quote unquote stole it from someone.
He stole. He gave it you.
He gave it me. He did give it me, but only after hearing my sob story, sob story is what I was trying to say.
About
My sob story
your
about
lack
not
of
getting one.
program. I can't believe we didn't get one. We were there like well early. They just sold out instantly, like within minutes.
Well, here's the thing. You say we were there early. We were there early, but we went in like pretty last because we were outside getting street passes.
Yeah, that's true.
I went through the door getting street passes.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
brilliant.
good.
If they ever came out to London, I would definitely go again. I wouldn't even need to think about it.
I'd probably fly somewhere. I would just do it just for like a weekend or something. I should be able to go into that really.
Indeed. So, pretty much, I would say we have reached the end of this podcast.
We've been chatting on for a while.
Because we have been chatting on for a while.
We did say we were going to do 45 minutes, and I'd say it's been at least an hour and a bit.
No, it's been more than that. I'll tell you about that when it's finished. But, yeah, so I would say that's the end. We never really discussed how we were going to sign off on this.
Really. I guess we'll just say happy gaming.
Happy gaming.
And we'll see you
That's
when we see you.
Happy gaming.
What do you want to say?
I don't know.
Enjoy your week.
Enjoy your week, and we'll probably see you next week.
Yeah, we were going to do this on Sundays, but obviously we were running yesterday, so we didn't do it. So
yeah.
It's a public holiday, so we did it today.
Yeah, so...
And we'll probably do it next weekend.
Mm.
I don't know, maybe.
So, that's the end of this one. If you enjoyed it, good.
If not,
if
sorry.
Not,
sorry for wasting an hour or so of your life.
We'll do better next time, and we're very sorry. But
I just hope the sound worked because we've no idea.
Yeah, this is the first podcast.
We don't know if this worked. This has just been a waste, maybe.
Yeah. So
I just imagine that the microphone's been on mute or something, which it hasn't, by the way.
Oh no!
Something has happened to ruin it all.
Yeah. But anyway, so I would say goodbye from me. That's Mark, and he would say,
yeah, bye.
Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Seriously though, have a good week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye now.